So this crazy thing happened to me last week. I was standing in line at this fast food place after school, totally starving. But when I reached for my wallet, it wasn't there. I started to panic, feeling super embarrassed. But then, this older guy behind me stepped up and said, "I got it." He paid for my food, no questions asked. And as I thanked him and walked away, he slipped a little folded note into my hand. At first, I thought it was just some cheesy motivational quote. But when I opened it, I swear, I stood there, frozen. Because what it said, it wasn't random. It was personal. And it changed the way I looked at everything. Alright, let me set the scene. It was a Friday afternoon. Long day at school. Pop quiz in math. Forgot my earbuds. And basically, nothing had gone right. So I decided to hit this burger place near campus before heading home. It's one of those small spots, always smells like fries and grease. Kinda loud, but weirdly comforting. I ordered the usual, double cheeseburger, fries, large Sprite, and when the cashier said, "That'll be $9.85, I reached into my hoodie pocket, and it was empty. My stomach dropped. I started checking all my other pockets, then my bag, but nope, my wallet was completely gone. I must have left it at school or something. I felt so dumb. I could feel people behind me getting annoyed. The guy right behind me, this older man, probably in his late 60s, gray hair, worn denim jacket, steps forward and says, "It's all right, I've got it. Add a milkshake for him too." I was like, "No, really, it's okay," but he just waved me off and smiled like it was nothing. The cashier gave me a little grin, took his card, and handed me my receipt. I muttered a quick, "Thank you so much," still kinda shaken and embarrassed. And as I turned to go wait for my food, the man gently pressed a folded piece of paper into my hand. "Just read this later," he said, and then he just walked out. Didn't order anything for himself. Just left. I sat at my usual booth, still trying to figure out what had just happened. I figured the note was probably one of those pay-it-forward things. Like, be kind to others, or the world needs more love, you know? But something about the way he looked at me, like he knew something, made me open it right away. It was handwritten in blue ink, messy but clear. It said, "When I was 17, I sat in this same spot. Same table, no money, no hope. A stranger bought me lunch and told me not to give up, because things would get better." I didn't believe him, but he was right. I became a father. I lost a child. I battled addiction. I survived, and now I'm the stranger. If today feels heavy, please don't quit. There's more waiting for you than you can imagine. I stared at the paper. My fries went cold. That single note hit harder than any therapy session I've ever had. Because here's the truth. That day, I was feeling exactly like that. Heavy, numb, lost. I hadn't told anyone, but I'd been spiraling. My grades were slipping. My parents were always fighting. I was dealing with anxiety, trying to act like everything was cool on the outside. But I felt like I was barely holding it together. And this random stranger somehow knew. I don't even know how to explain it. It was like the universe sent him. Like he could see something in my face. Something I didn't even realize I was showing. And the part about don't quit, that wrecked me. Because, just the night before, I had looked in the mirror and asked myself if anything I was doing even mattered anymore. If anyone would notice if I just stopped trying. I didn't have answers. But somehow, this man, this complete stranger, gave me the one thing I didn't even know I needed: hope. After I ate, I asked the cashier if she knew the guy, but she just shook her head. Said he comes in sometimes, never really talks much. I wanted to find him, to thank him properly, but I couldn't. So instead, and the next day, I talked to someone, my school counselor. First time I ever opened up about what I was going through. It wasn't some dramatic movie moment or anything. I just cried a little and said, I don't think I'm okay. And you know what? Tell was enough. Things didn't magically get better overnight, but I stopped pretending. I started facing stuff instead of running from it. And the wildest part, a couple weeks later, I saw someone else at that same fast food spot. Looked about my age, panicked, realizing they forgot their wallet. And, without even thinking, I stepped forward and said, I got it. And I gave him my lunch and a note of my own. Sometimes, the smallest act, a burger, a milkshake, a scribbled note, can hit harder than 1,000 words. You never really know what someone's going through. What seems like a random moment to you might be the turning point in someone else's story. That stranger didn't just pay for my food. He handed me a reason to keep going. So if you ever feel like you're too small to make a difference, don't believe it. You might be the one quiet miracle someone's praying for. And who knows? Someday, you'll be the stranger. With a note of your own. Thanks for watching. If this story meant something to you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Storyly Tales. We're here to help you grow your English, your values, and your heart. One short story at a time. Your next favorite is just a scroll away.